Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today, drawing from some really insightful sources you shared with us, we're unpacking a fascinating framework, one designed to sort of demystify creative thinking. This isn't just about, having a sudden flash of brilliance.
Right.
It's more about understanding the practical process behind, generating innovative solutions.
And our mission, really, for you listening, is to extract the core components, the things that contribute to truly effective creative thinking.
Okay.
And it reveals that creativity isn't just some elusive spark, Yeah. It's actually a competence, something that can be deliberately developed.
Competence. I like that.
What's illuminating here is how it breaks down something often seen as, innate.
Right. Something you're born with or not.
Exactly. Into clear, actionable steps that you can apply directly.
Okay, so where does this framework suggest we actually begin to cultivate that creative muscle?
Well, it starts somewhere fundamental.
It points to something foundational. It calls preparing for creativity. Now, this is a phase I think many of us might skip, thinking we can just jump straight into brainstorming, right? But this framework says, no, this is where the real magic and often the hardest work actually happens.
So what does that involve practically?
Well, it involves engaging in diverse creative activities. And that could be anything, really. Learning an instrument, exploring a totally different field.
Getting outside your usual box.
Exactly. Then it's about deeply exploring issues and concepts, almost like building a mental workbench,
Okay.
You're not just gathering tools, you're understanding the grain of the wood, the properties of the metal, even the history of the problem itself.
Right. So like if you're tackling urban traffic.
Yeah, exactly. Preparation isn't just looking at today's traffic jams. It's understanding city planning history, human behavior, maybe even the psychology of commuting. Really deep.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How often do we rush to ideate? Just jump straight to solutions without truly preparing the ground first.
All the time, probably.
Yeah. This framework really stresses the importance of exploring those nuances, uncovering hidden possibilities before even thinking about answers. The key takeaway here, I think, is that it suggests a deliberate, almost investigative approach.
Investigative, yeah.
To spark new ideas. You're not just waiting for inspiration to strike. It's like a chef understanding every single ingredient before even thinking about combining them.
That makes so much sense. Building the launch pad before the rocket?
Precisely.
Okay, so once that groundwork is laid, once you've really soaked in the problem, where does the framework push us next?
Then comes the fun part, perhaps.
Into the exciting realm of generating ideas. And here, the emphasis is on creating multiple ideas, lots of them, without any initial judgment.
The judgment piece. That's tough.
It really is. That inner critic can be a real roadblock, can't it?
Definitely.
It's like having a tiny, grumpy editor in your brain, constantly whispering, that's a terrible idea.
We all have one of those.
Right. So this phase challenges you to elaborate on ideas, combine them, and crucially, imagine alternatives and possibilities. It's about quantity and breadth first.
Before refinement.
Way before refinement. Think about brainstorming a new use for, a brick.
Okay.
Your first ideas might be a wall, a path, obvious stuff. But this phase pushes you to ask, what if it could fly? What if it could glow? What if it was invisible? Even the absurd stuff.
Because even the absurd can spark something useful.
Exactly.
Right.
It can unearth a kernel of genius.
Yeah. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this generating ideas phase really underscores that critical skill of not self-censoring early on.
Don't shut yourself down.
No.
Yeah.
It's divergent thinking at its best.
Yeah.
Essentially, letting your mind branch out freely, explore a wide array of possibilities or judgment before you even think about narrowing down.
Right. Let your mind play.
Exactly. Envision diverse scenarios, potential solutions, just get it all out there.
So, volume first, refinement later. A concept I think many struggle with when they're worried about judgment.
It's a hurdle.
And that leads us nicely to the third, very practical component, implementing ideas and solving problems.
Bringing it into the real world.
This is where those generated ideas move from just concepts to, reality. It involves experimenting with them, refining them.
Trying things out.
Yeah, learning from the results and iteratively improving them. It's a continuous loop. Try, learn, adjust.
Okay.
And crucially, it also includes the practical steps of implementing, presenting, and explaining your ideas and solutions effectively.
That communication piece.
Yes. Because a brilliant idea that just stays in your head or on a Post-it note, well, it isn't solving anything, is it?
No, it isn't. And this really highlights the actionable nature of creative thinking, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
A critical point to consider for you listening is, how do you bring your insights to life? How do you actually make them happen?
Good question.
What truly strikes me here is that the framework completes the loop. It emphasizes that a creative idea isn't truly valuable until it's communicated, justified, and actually put into action. Think of all the inventions, the ideas that never saw the light of day because their creators couldn't effectively convey their vision or make it work.
That's a sobering thought. So, to sort of summarize, this deep dive really shows us that creative thinking, it's a structured competence. It's a process you can follow, not just some spontaneous magical gift that only a select few possess.
Right. Something we can all develop, all strengthen. It's learnable.
Definitely.
So, given this powerful framework, preparing, generating, and implementing, here's something for you to think about.
Okay.
What small, deliberate step could you take this week? Just one small thing to deliberately prepare for, generate, or maybe implement a creative idea in your own life or work. Perhaps it's researching a topic from a totally new angle you hadn't considered. Or maybe just brainstorming 10 bad ideas on purpose just to get the flow going. Something practical.